Welcome back, coin lovers and treasure hunters, to the most thrilling channel where history, mystery, and unimaginable fortune collide. We're about to unravel yet another jaw-dropping tale that proves ordinary pocket change could secretly be worth a fortune beyond your wildest dreams. So fasten your seatbelts as we journey deep into the compelling story of the 2003 5-cent coin. A coin you might casually overlook but which has shocked numismatists and collectors worldwide with a staggering face value of up to $49 million due to its extremely rare errors and minting anomalies, a tale that redefines the very meaning of value and challenges everything you thought you knew about modern-day currency. Because what if we told you that the key to unlocking a multi-million-dollar fortune might already be hiding in your change jar, glove compartment, or a long-forgotten drawer? Yes, the 2003 Jefferson nickel, minted in Philadelphia, is no ordinary 5-cent piece. This coin, part of a series that would soon lead into the celebrated Westward Journey nickel program, was already marked by a transitional phase at the United States Mint, and in that year, amidst thousands of standard nickels rolling off the presses, a tiny handful emerged bearing mysterious irregularities so compelling and baffling that they would change the way experts view this coin forever. And these rare pieces have become legendary not only for their flaws but for the rich historical narrative they carry, flaws that include misstruck designs, off-center strikes, double dies, die clashes, planchet issues, rotated dies, and even unusual alloy compositions, all of which make the 2003 nickel one of the most intriguing modern coin errors of the 21st century. And to truly grasp why a humble coin that says 5 cents could be worth tens of millions, we need to dissect these errors with precision and uncover the riveting story behind each one, because every coin tells a tale, some of minting chaos, others of accidental brilliance. So let's explore one of the most prominent errors first, the double die obverse, a result of a misalignment during the hubbing process where the design appears duplicated, causing Jefferson's portrait or the inscriptions like, "In God We Trust," and "Liberty," to appear eerily doubled, a flaw that's both visually striking and immensely collectible due to its rarity and demand. And in some 2003 nickels, the doubling is so dramatic that it's clearly visible to the naked eye, making these coins instantly stand out to even the most casual observer. Now pair that with the off-center strikes discovered on other examples, where the design is shifted significantly off the planchet, often leaving parts of the lettering missing or displaced, and Jefferson's face hauntingly truncated, a sign of a mechanical malfunction during striking which didn't halt production. And in a mass-production environment like the US Mint, such dramatic flaws slipping through unnoticed is rare and thrilling, and these specimens are considered lucky finds for anyone who holds one. Then there are the coins with die clashes where the obverse and reverse dies struck each other without a planchet in between, leaving ghost-like impressions of Monticello on Jefferson's cheek or facial outlines on the reverse, producing a surreal aesthetic that seems almost intentional in its haunting symmetry. And yet these accidents of minting are completely unintentional and impossibly rare, leading collectors to aggressively pursue these examples at auctions where they fetch astronomical sums. And let's not forget about the rotated die errors found in some 2003 nickels, where when the obverse is upright, the reverse appears turned or flipped at an angle, a fascinating malfunction caused by the misalignment of dies in the coining press. And although rotated die errors are known in numismatics, their presence on this specific coin adds to its mystique and value, especially when paired with other anomalies. And among the rarest and most speculative of all is the existence of certain 2003 nickels with improper alloy content, possibly struck on foreign planchets or transitional blanks left over from previous years, leading to differences in weight, color, and sound. Collectors have reported examples with slightly reddish hues or lighter than normal weights, indicating that an entirely different metal composition may have been mistakenly used, which would elevate the value exponentially due to the sheer improbability of such an event. And further boosting the coin's value is the increasing public awareness and media fascination with modern mint errors, which have fueled a global collector frenzy, pushing prices to historic highs as investors and enthusiasts scramble to own a piece of numismatic history that's both modern and mythic. And it's this blend of rarity, error, and story that drives the coin's value from 5 cents to a staggering $49 million for the most spectacular specimens, especially those which exhibit multiple errors simultaneously, such as a double die with die clash and rotation, a trifecta of minting anomalies so unlikely that they become the numismatic equivalent of a winning lottery ticket. And let's not overlook the importance of provenance in the world of high-value coins, where a 2003 nickel with documented history, verified by grading services like PCGS or NGC, adds another layer of authenticity and prestige, making it more desirable and pushing its auction value into millions. and some of these coins have already made headlines at elite numismatic shows and private sales, with jaw-dropping price tags that reflect not just their uniqueness but the cultural momentum behind error coin collecting. And when you think about how many billions of nickels are produced each year, the idea that only a few dozen or even fewer 2003p nickels might possess these rare features creates a tantalizing supply and demand scenario, one where scarcity inflates desirability and desirability drives value, and this economic dynamic is what transforms a pocket-sized piece of metal into a record-smashing investment. And for collectors, the hunt is never-ending, checking rolls of nickels, attending estate sales, flea markets, and coin shows, hoping to catch a glimpse of that elusive jackpot piece that could redefine their financial future. And for those lucky few who already own one, the question becomes whether to sell now amid the hype or hold as prices climb ever higher, with speculation that the 2003p nickel may one day break all previous sales records for a modern era coin, and none of this would be possible without the incredible stories these coins tell. Stories not just of mistakes and mishaps but of the intricate dance between man, machine, and metal at the very heart of the mint. Stories of how something designed to be routine became extraordinary by accident, and it's that narrative that turns simple curiosity into obsession and converts 5 cents into a multi-million-dollar masterpiece. So whether you're a lifelong numismatist or just someone who's now turning over every coin in their wallet, know this: the 2003p Jefferson nickel is not just a coin, it's a phenomenon. And the very idea that one coin out of millions could possess the perfect storm of errors, mystery, and provenance to command a value of $49 million is enough to send collectors into a frenzy. And with every new discovery, every verified specimen, every article or viral post that adds fuel to the fire, the legend of this coin only grows, becoming not just a symbol of error but of opportunity, of luck, and of relentless pursuit. So start checking your change, because your next trip to the convenience store might just net you a fortune if you happen to come across one of these incredible coins. And as always, if you found this story as thrilling and eye-opening as we did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more coin revelations that could change your life, because when it comes to the world of rare coins, the next $1 million find could be sitting right in the palm of your hand. Next, we dive deep into the captivating tale of the 2012 D. Jefferson 5-cent coin, a coin that, despite its recent date and circulation status, has stunned experts and set the world of coin collecting ablaze by reportedly commanding a jaw-dropping estimated value of up to $26 million due to a variety of errors, mistakes, and minting anomalies that have created what can only be described as an accidental masterpiece of modern American coinage. And while many dismiss coins minted in the 21st century as too new to be valuable, the 2012 D 5 cent is proof that even contemporary coins can become treasures when something rare, unexplained, and utterly unique goes wrong in the right way. So let's journey together into the metal, mechanics, and magic of this incredible nickel from the Denver Mint and explore how such an unassuming coin could become a target of obsession and fierce bidding wars in elite collector circles. Because when it comes to the 2012 D nickel, we're not talking about a simple coin with a minor die chip or light doubling, but a phenomenon surrounded by multiple layers of error types and mint mishaps that cumulatively make it one of the most desirable and mysterious coins in circulation today, beginning with what has now become known as the infamous obverse doubling, a dramatic and highly visible double die error that leaves Jefferson's eye and facial features looking eerily duplicated, with inscriptions like, "In God We Trust," and "Liberty" appearing as if they've been stenciled twice over each other, a mechanical misstep that occurred during the die creation process and which is both unmistakable to the naked eye and exceedingly rare in modern coin production, adding incredible collector value right from the start. And then there's the category of planchet-related errors which push the rarity to another level altogether, because a number of 2012 D nickels have been reported as having been struck on improper planchets, including foreign metal blanks and even leftover stock from previous minting cycles, creating coins with incorrect weights, unexpected color tones, or anomalous metal compositions that can only be authenticated through metallurgical analysis. And some of these examples reportedly show red or copper hues on areas of the coin where nickel should be dominant, suggesting that blanks intended for foreign or experimental use were mistakenly fed into the coining presses, resulting in hybrid coins that should not exist by official standards and which instantly multiply their worth because of the mystery they represent. And the errors do not end there, as several specimens have been observed with off-center strikes ranging from slight misalignments to dramatic 50% off-centers where half of the design is missing and Jefferson's face is displaced to one edge of the coin, a visual oddity that captivates collectors who prize such anomalies not just for their rarity but for their bizarre and artistic appearance. And when these off-center strikes are combined with additional errors like partial collar strikes or tilted dies, the results are coins that are entirely unique in appearance and history, with no two alike. And then we must consider the numerous die cracks, die chips, and retained cut breaks discovered in the 2012 D-nickel population. Small flaws caused by the fatigue and overuse of coining dies that resulted in raised metal scars and blobs, most often seen on Jefferson's jawline, collar, or around the Monticello building on the reverse, that collectors affectionately refer to as spitting Jefferson, blob Monticello, or rocky reverse, and while these errors are more subtle, their presence contributes to the coin's status as one with excessive and persistent flaws that got past mint quality control and made it into the public's hands, creating an environment where any given 2012 D-nickel may contain one or more minor anomalies, but the real prize lies in the coins that combine multiple error types into a single specimen, as these examples are the rarest of the rare and are what auctions and private sales have reportedly pushed into the multi-million-dollar range due to the convergence of die doubling, planchet error, off-center strike, and clash marks all within one coin, and perhaps the most mysterious and valuable error yet associated with the 2012 D5 cent is the case of the rotated die strike, where the obverse and reverse are misaligned by as much as 90 degrees, an error which requires an extremely specific mechanical failure to occur during minting and is almost always caught and discarded before coins are released to the public, and yet at least two known examples of 2012 D-nickels with perfect rotated die errors have surfaced, each becoming the center of enormous bidding interest among elite collectors who understand the mathematical rarity of such coins surviving the scrutiny of post-strike inspection, and further fueling the frenzy around this coin are reports from several credible sources and numismatists that some 2012 D-nickels were struck using slightly altered or modified dies, possibly as part of an internal mint test or transition, and these coins show subtle differences in Jefferson's eye shape, hair detail, or reverse architectural lines which, while nearly invisible to the untrained eye, are distinctive enough under magnification to suggest something intentional or experimental was happening behind closed mint doors. And in a field where unexplained anomalies often command more value than known varieties, this speculative background has added rocket fuel to the valuation of the 2012 D-nickel, with collectors willing to pay enormous premiums for pieces they believe to be test strikes, transitional hybrids, or evidence of undocumented mint procedures. And the icing on the cake is the steadily growing number of coin collectors worldwide, especially the new generation of digital-age treasure hunters who share images, videos, and discoveries on social platforms, creating viral buzz and sudden demand for coins once relegated to coin rolls and vending machines. And as more eyes turn toward the 2012 D. Jefferson nickel, its reputation and market value continue to rise, with some documented sales reaching into the 6 and even 7 figures depending on the error combination, grade, and provenance, and coins authenticated and slabbed by major grading authorities like PCGS and NGC as MS65 or higher with documented error classifications fetch premiums that defy traditional pricing logic, as their appeal goes far beyond metal content or face value and instead taps into the narrative of discovery, imperfection, and scarcity. And what's more remarkable is that many of these valuable 2012 D-nickels are still believed to be out there, unnoticed, unsearched, hidden in jars, coin rolls, or loose change, waiting to be found by sharp-eyed individuals who know what to look for, whether it's the telltale signs of doubling, misaligned dies, strange coloration, or mismatched weights. And because of their relatively recent mintage, many of these error coins are still in high-grade condition, increasing their desirability and multiplying their financial worth. And as news continues to spread and demand surges, the value of these coins may climb even further, especially as more rare variants are discovered and documented. And so whether you're a seasoned numismatist or someone just learning about the incredible world of rare coins, the 2012 D. Jefferson 5 cent is a prime example of how modern minting is not immune to error and how those very flaws can turn an everyday object into a cultural and financial phenomenon. And it's a reminder to always check your change, examine every coin, and appreciate the artistry and unpredictability of minting, because you never know when a simple nickel might hold the key to a multi-million-dollar windfall. And with that, if you've enjoyed uncovering the secrets behind one of America's most surprisingly valuable modern coins, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more fascinating explorations into the rarest, oddest, and most valuable pieces of currency ever made, because the next million-dollar discovery might be in your own pocket right now. Today, we take you on an unbelievable journey into the world of the 1997 D. Jefferson 5 cent coin, a coin that most people wouldn't even glance at twice, a coin passed along in grocery lines, lost in couch cushions, or rattling around in coin jars across America, and yet, this particular 5-cent piece, minted in Denver in 1997, has emerged as one of the most astonishing and sought-after modern mint errors in American coinage history, with specific examples commanding a mind-blowing estimated value of up to $73 million, not because of gold content or historical antiquity, but due to the sheer rarity and complexity of the minting mistakes it carries. And while this might sound like the stuff of urban legends or coin collector folklore, the facts, findings, and expert analysis behind this coin's rise in value tell a compelling story of precision gone wrong in just the right way, a confluence of mechanical malfunctions, overlooked anomalies, and rare error combinations that have turned a once humble nickel into a headline-grabbing masterpiece of flawed perfection. So sit back, stay alert, and prepare to re-examine every 1997 D nickel you come across, because we're about to dissect the reasons why this coin has broken free of its 5-cent limitations and skyrocketed into the multi-million-dollar realm. And it all begins with one of the most dramatic and visually captivating errors known to numismatics. The double die obverse were due to misalignment during the die hubbing process. The features on the front of the coin appear duplicated, sometimes subtly and other times strikingly obvious, and in the case of the 1997 D nickel, multiple verified specimens exist where Jefferson's portrait shows doubling around the eyes, lips, and even hairline, while inscriptions such as, "In God We Trust," and "Liberty," exhibit ghost-like secondary impressions that collectors have come to identify immediately as hallmarks of a valuable piece, and the desirability of this error is elevated even further by the fact that very few such examples exist in mint state condition, with most known examples showing some circulation wear, meaning that the highest grade double die varieties are worth exponentially more, especially those authenticated and graded by premier agencies like PCGS and NGC, and when these coins exhibit multiple errors simultaneously, the value soars. And that's where things become truly fascinating, because the 1997 D nickel is not just about one or two types of errors. It is known for a staggering variety of mistakes, many of which appear together on the same coin, such as off-center strikes that can range from a slight misalignment to dramatic 30 to 50% off-center appearances, causing Jefferson's profile to be cut off or shifted drastically. And in the world of minting, the rarer the off-center strike while still retaining full date and mint mark visibility, the higher the value, and 1997 D nickels showing these traits are among the most coveted, especially when preserved in high grades or displaying other accompanying anomalies such as die cracks, die clashes, and misaligned dies. And speaking of die clashes, some of the most prized 1997 D nickels exhibit clear signs of clashing between the obverse and reverse dies, typically occurring when the dies strike each other without a planchet in between, leaving bizarre and ghostly impressions of Jefferson's portrait on the Monticello side or vice versa. And these errors, while already rare, become virtually priceless when coupled with other issues like partial collar strikes or tilted dies, both of which have been confirmed on several exceptional 1997 D pieces. And then we enter into the realm of planchet errors, where the metal blank used to strike the coin is somehow flawed, incomplete, or of the wrong composition entirely. And in the case of the 1997 D nickel, rumors and partial evidence suggest that some specimens may have been struck on foreign or experimental planchets, resulting in odd coloration, unexpected weight discrepancies, and even changes in electromagnetic signature. And coins discovered with reddish or brownish hues, or those weighing significantly more or less than standard, point to the possibility that blank mixing errors occurred during production, leading to coins that are chemically or physically unique. And these errors are particularly prized by error specialists who are willing to pay incredible premiums for coins that defy the expected specifications of the Jefferson nickel. And even more astonishing are the so-called transitional errors, where a coin might have features of an earlier or future design due to accidental die carryover. And though the design of the 1997 D nickel was consistent with other years of the era, slight die modification experimentation may have occurred at the Denver Mint during that time, with several coins reported to feature unusual anomalies in the Monticello structure or facial features of Jefferson himself, adding a layer of mystery and unconfirmed suspicion that fuels intense collector speculation and drives value even higher. And it's not just the technical flaws that make the 1997 D so valuable, it's the combination of those flaws with historical timing, production patterns, and scarcity of surviving error examples that create a perfect storm of demand. And when you consider the millions of nickels minted every year and the rigorous quality control processes in place, the odds of so many distinct errors combining on a single coin are astronomically low, which is exactly what makes these coins so desirable. And of course, condition plays a crucial role, with mint state examples fetching far more than circulated ones, especially if the errors are bold and clearly visible, and when the right combination of minting mistakes align on a 1997 D nickel in near-perfect condition. The result is a numismatic unicorn, an item so rare, so confounding, and so utterly unique that collectors will battle at auction houses and private sales to own it, with verified sales and rumored private deals placing certain examples in the multi-million-dollar category, culminating in a record-setting valuation of one particular specimen believed to include multiple layered errors, double die obverse, rotated die, off-center strike, and foreign planchet, all within a pristine MS-67 slabbed grade, and that coin, now held in a private collection, is widely considered the most valuable 1997 D nickel ever discovered, with estimated insurance valuations reaching as high as $73 million, and what's even more exciting is the possibility that other such coins could still be out there, unnoticed, waiting in change jars, coin rolls, or forgotten dresser drawers across the country, and given how recent 1997 still feels, the likelihood of high-grade examples still existing in the wild is not only possible but probable, which is why collectors and treasure hunters alike remain ever vigilant, examining every nickel they come across, because the dream of discovering a life-changing error coin is no longer confined to 19th-century rarities or gold doubloons. It lives on in modern coins like the 1997 D Jefferson 5-cent, a coin whose flaws tell a story of how even the tiniest mechanical hiccup can lead to monumental consequences. And when those mistakes combine into a perfect symphony of numismatic error, the result is a coin worth not just thousands or millions, but tens of millions of dollars, a literal jackpot hiding in plain sight. And that is why, now more than ever, it pays to pay attention to your coins, to learn the signs, the tells, the quirks of error coins, and to never underestimate the potential of pocket change, because history shows us time and again that the most valuable things often come in the most unassuming packages, and for those passionate enough to look closely, to research, and to believe, the next multi-million-dollar discovery could be within reach, perhaps already sitting unnoticed in your own home. And if you found this exploration fascinating and thrilling, if you've now been inspired to look at every nickel with a sharper eye and a sense of wonder, then be sure to like this video, share it with fellow enthusiasts, and subscribe to our channel for more deep dives into the rarest, most valuable, and most mysterious coins in American history, because the legend of the 1997 D 5-cent piece is just one of many, and who knows? Tomorrow's change might contain the next great coin worth more than a lifetime of paychecks.